beautiful, sunny Saturday in Minneapolis, and the Lynx are happy to be back on their home court, where they have won 3 in a row. Trying to keep that streak going tonight as they host the Los Angeles Sparks at Target Center. Simone Augustus returns to Minnesota for the first time since she joined the Sparks 2 seasons ago. She's an assistant coach now, and the Lynx just announced that they will be honoring Simone and her former Lynx teammate Rebecca Brunson by retiring both of their jerseys next season. The two met at center court just a few minutes ago to a standing ovation for the crowd and from the fans here at Target Center. Welcome inside. I'm Marnie Gellner along with Leah B. Olson. That was a really nice moment. It was so much fun to see those two. They cried, you cried. The fans just really showed their warmth and their love, and that is going to be part of the energy of this game tonight. It's just the fact that Simone returns for the first time.
Yeah, it's so exciting to see Simone Augustus back in this building again. A lot of the fans here didn't get a proper goodbye, and you could see the fans came out tonight. They're eager to thank Simone Augustus for everything that she's done for us and all the championships that she's brought Minnesota.
Simone and Rebecca Brunson were part of 4 WNBA championships for the Lynx. They did so much for this franchise. The dynasty of Minnesota that started with the 2011 title. They won it in 13, in 15, in 17. Some of the greatest teams that the WNBA has ever seen. At the start of this season, Simone Augustus reflected on what Lynx fans meant to her.
They know they always have a place in my heart. I gave them everything in 14 years that I could give. And I felt that in return. Like, the fans were always amazing. The fans were always amazing. And they still are. For the people that know and respect and love what I've done, it's been amazing to share, you know, those moments and those memories with them.
I feel really excited about it. You know, I was excited when they hung Lindsay Whalen's jersey up, and I really, was excited for her to be able to have that honor. So to now be in that same position, it's another blessing. I feel like we all were blessed to be able to compete and go to battle here in this building with each other. Now just to hang out with each other up in the rafters, I think it's pretty cool.
And they'll be hanging out at a future date. The date has not yet been announced for that jersey retirement ceremony. But 2 players who did so much to change this franchise. Let's look at their individual contributions, starting with Simone Augustus, the all-time leading scorer in Lynx history.
When I think of Simone Augustus, I think of her style, her swagger, and her ability to score the basketball. She made it look effortless. No one did it like Simone with the sweet fadeaway, the killer crossover, the step back. She brought a confidence, and she showed up so unapologetically. And I think because she was authentic and she simply loved being Simone Augustus, the fans embraced her and are thankful to have her.
And Rebecca Brunson was just a rebounding machine when she played.
Yeah, I missed that. I miss watching Rebecca rebound the basketball because she did it so well and she made it look so easy. I love the way that she was relentless. What Rebecca did was the hard work behind the scenes. She got all the balls that no one wanted to get. She worked the hardest, and she was really, really the backbone of the Lynx 4 championship teams.
So those 2 players will have their jerseys retired, and someday Sylvia Fowles will join them in the rafters here at Target Center. Sil passed Brunson last season on the all-time rebounding list, and she scored her 5,000th point just last week.
Yeah, and it's great right now to see that Sylvia Fowles is healthy again. Last season was a difficult one for her. In the bubble, she was injured, and it's just clear how important she continues to be for this Lynx team. Her ability to score, rebound, protect the rim, but it's not just the points. It's the steady and consistent leadership that she provides for this team, and her teammates really recognize everything she does for them.
Tonight, Sylvia Fowles and the Lynx are focused on only one thing, and that is beating LA. They'll try to keep their momentum, too, by winning a 4th consecutive home game. The tip. The Lynx and the Sparks split their 2 meetings last year in the WNBA bubble. Tonight, they meet for the first time this season, the first of 3 games between these teams on the schedule. Let's look at the starting lineups for tonight. First, for Minnesota, who get Damiris Dantas back in the lineup after a playing short minutes coming off the bench last game and missing the previous game with back spasms. It'll be Laysia Clarendon and Kayla McBride in the backcourt. Nafisa Collier, Dantas, and Sylvia Fowles. The Sparks are without Nneka and Shanae Agwumike, each out with a knee injury that has forced Derek Fisher to do some shuffling. The starting five for LA is Erica Wheeler and Christy Tolliver, Taya Cooper, Nia Coffey, who has Minnesota connections, and Amanda Zawibi, who played at the University of Minnesota. We'll get into both of those a little bit later. But Leah, what are your keys for tonight?
We're going to start off with the Sparks, and it's turnovers into points. They lead the league in opponent turnovers per game, and our second and steals make that work pay off and play physical. This is a team playing small for a big part of the game due to injuries. Use your physicality to make up for it. And for the Lynx defensive intensity, the Lynx win when they play with defensive effort and attack the basket. Coach Reeves said it best. Too much east and west. We need to have more north and south in this team. Attacking, attacking, attacking.
We'll see if we get those improvements for Minnesota, who has won the tip. Here is Collier into Dantas. McBride, Kayla McBride hits the shot. That's good for McBride. She struggled a little bit last game Tuesday at Washington.
Yeah, she sure did at Washington, and I felt like they had a lot of energy at shoot-around today, so a really nice way for the Lynx to kick off with a big shot by McBride.
Zawibi up to the top of the key, blocked inside. Good defensive possession by Minnesota to start the game. I think it was Sylvia Fowles who got the block.
I think so, too. Sylvia making a point.
And still with the long two. We don't see her take a lot of jump shots. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I like it. Both ends of the court for Sylvia Fowles. It's the defense on the other side. Nice little jumper. She's going to be difficult to stop.
Erica Wheeler controls in the backcourt. She's LA's leading scorer of the healthy players. Zawibi with a three-point try, strong off the back of the rim. Amanda Zawibi played 2 years at Minnesota. She's from Sweden. And she was a fan favorite, made a big impact for the Golden Gophers.
We loved watching her play over at Williams Arena for the Golden Gophers, and freshman of the year. First year over there, she was an impactful player, and then she headed off early to head to the pros.
Second pick of the 2015 draft. First season with LA. Wheeler bringing the ball up the court. Tipped away, Sylvia Fowles. Tracks it down, puts it off the glass and in. A turnover and a 2 for Syl.
Yeah, Sylvia Fowles is locked into this one.
4 early points for Fowles. Here's Christy Tolliver. And Zawibi, another three-pointer. And the exact same result, strong off the back of the rim. Good back tap by LA, and Tolliver gets the 2.
Christy Tolliver's been in this league a lot of years, and she's always able to score the basketball. She's always going to be a difficult guard.
Tolliver's 12th season in the WNBA, and that'll be an offensive foul. Laysia Clarendon pushing off there.
Sylvia Fowles being very effective in this game right away, getting her hands in the passing lane, going coast to coast, laying it in. We've seen defense and offense already from Sweet Syl.
Nice change of pace to have Minnesota causing the turnovers and converting some points. Wheeler all the way to the hoop and in. Nice drive by Erica Wheeler.
And expect to see a lot of that from Erica Wheeler. That's when she is at her best. She gets low, gets ready, and she will take you off her dribble.
Dantas with the nice fake. McBride, the deep 3. A little strong, tapped by Nafisa Collier. And then laid up and in by Laysia Clarendon. A nice active possession.
Yeah, Clarendon doing a great job getting to the basket.
Wheeler. This is Cooper with it. Kicks it out to Zawibi. She'll try another 3. That's her 3rd of the game and her first make.
Well, Sylvia Fowles has faced big players that can shoot the 3 in the last couple games, and it's a difficult piece because it pulls Sylvia Fowles all the way out to the 3-point line, and you want her down low protecting the rim.
Collier Strong, tried to get her own rebound, couldn't quite grab it. Taya Cooper now off to the races, dicing through the defense. Taya Cooper just was not going to be stopped.
Yeah, that's what Cooper does best, and expect to see them trying to push the pace in this game. That's what Coach Fisher said that they want to do. They want to move a little bit faster on the Lynx.
Good job by Sylvia Fowles keeping that ball alive. 6 early points for Sylvia Fowles. 6 of Minnesota's 10. Tolliver had it tapped by Minnesota on the pass. Here's a look at the second effort by Sylvia Fowles here.
Yeah, she has come out sharp early, but using the long arms to tip the ball, gets it herself, able to get nice high percentage, easy shot.
Tolliver will inbound. She certainly knows about this Sparks-Lynx rivalry. She's been around. Saw some of those championships that went one way or the other, seemingly, between these two teams. They were incredible in those glory years for Minnesota. Cooper misses on the 3. Clarendon controls. There's Fowles facing the basket, guarded by Erica Wheeler. And there's a defensive 3-second call on LA.
See the mismatch there. Sylvia Fowles trying to think what she wanted to do with it.
Now Fowles at 6'6" was guarded by Wheeler, who's 5'7". That's almost a full foot difference. Kayla McBride will shoot the free throw. McBride did not play in the fourth quarter Tuesday in the loss at Washington. Finished the game with 5 points, 1 of 6 from the floor. McBride's already had a pretty good impact in this first quarter with the 3 points. And now Dantas.
A little frustration there from Coach Reed.
And that's why I paused, because I could see her and hear her. And she was not happy, and I thought maybe we could pick up exactly what she was saying on the pass. Those are the kind of turnovers that have been so troublesome for this team.
Well, and it's what they worked on in shoot-around today. It's what they worked on in practice, and I think Coach Reed really felt like they understood where the mistakes were.
Zowie B on the nice catch. Sylvia Fowles was fronting her, and Zowie B gets 2 off the glass. Dantas will take the 3 and hit it. Damaris Dantas back into the starting lineup tonight. Hits her first shot of the game.
Yeah, really important for Damaris to hit that big shot, get her confidence rolling, force the defense to go out on her on the 3-point line, loosen things up a little bit inside.
Nice move inside. That was Nia Coffey, but couldn't get the finish. Collier has it stripped. And this is our first timeout of the night. Minnesota shooting 60% here halfway through the first quarter, up by 3. There is LA assistant coach Simone Augustus back at Target Center for the first time since leaving the Lynx after 14 seasons with Minnesota. Here's what the Lynx players were wearing during warm-ups today. T-shirts with Moni Moan, Simone Augustus on them.
I love it. I love it. I love that picture of her on Sports Illustrated. She just looks like a young girl, and a young lady she was.
Yep. Coming out of LSU, a really big deal. And an absolute franchise-changing player. When the Lynx drafted her with the #1 overall pick in 2006, those were some lean years for the Lynx, too. I mean, Simone Augustus did not walk into a championship team. She had to lay the groundwork for a couple of years before some help arrived, and things turned around significantly.
Yeah, she really did, and it was her unselfishness when Maya Moore arrived and Lindsay Whalen arrived that she stepped back from being the only star player to letting them have their space. And what a great run it was.
A lot of miles on those legs. Those knees saw a lot of courts. Asia Clarendon short on the jump shot. Here's Wheeler pushing the pace.
Clarendon doing a nice job on the defensive end, because that is going to be a tough matchup.
Brittany Sykes with the shot, strong off the back of the rim. Clarendon looking for options as they push it up the court. Fouls to Collier, and then that one is deflected.
A rare bad decision by Nafisa Collier. You don't see her do that often.
Before the game, Cheryl Reeve was talking about turnovers, and I think it was you who asked her, Leah, and she said the biggest problem is the decision maker. Be a little bit more cautious. You need that right now. Offensive rebound by the Sparks. They'll get another chance at it. Wheeler. Wheeler is guarded by Ariel Powers. Powers got knocked around there, but Powers has missed the last 5 games with a hamstring injury. She did play in the first 3 games this season, but Lynx fans have barely gotten to see what she is like. So these are big minutes for Ariel.
Yeah, they're really big minutes, and I think Coach Reeve wanted to temper us a little bit, not to get too excited. She's been sitting out for a while, and, you know, they're going to kind of monitor the minutes, but the energy that she brings, I feel like I've already noticed the team playing at a different level tonight.
Erica Wheeler just ahead of the shot clock there. Yeah, Ariel Powers has an energy to her, and it's not just on the offensive end either. I think we'll notice her impact defensively. Powers played for the Mystics last season, drives in the lane, and she will be headed to the free throw line. Powers played for the Mystics, and before that, Dallas. Started her career in Dallas with the Wings. A career average of 10 points per game and 3 assists per game. And here's the reception for Ariel at the free throw line.
2 shots. Hey.
We're learning Powers takes a while to shoot a free throw. When her story has legacy written all over it, it deserves to be told. Shop the Her collection and get your hands on all new merch, including the Rebel collection, which features t-shirts and hoodies inspired by the legendary soul of First Avenue. Head to lynxteamstore.com to shop now. The Lynx are wearing those First Avenue inspired jerseys tonight. Our favorites,
yes.
Leah, we have the hoodies that have the stars on them, reflective of First Ave. The stars for the 4 championships down the sleeve.
Super cool. I love them.
Yes, it's awesome merchandise. Taya Cooper off the glass. She got the shot, and she will have a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Taya Cooper has been good this season, and you can see how quickly and how strong she is when she's trying to take the ball to the basket, getting herself to the free throw line. The Lynx are going to have to get in front of her to try and slow that down, because she will continue to do that throughout this game.
Taya Cooper averages 8 points per game. She's already got 5 here, and we still have 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Crystal Dangerfield now running the points for the Lynx. There's Powers. Ariel Powers stops at the free throw line. She just made free throws. Why not take the jump shot from the same spot?
Absolutely. Getting her confidence up, getting her legs back under her. Sure, it feels good to be back on the court.
There's Christy Tolliver. Have Dangerfield on her. And then look at the help coming around. Bridget Carlton forces the steal. McBride just waits for the ball to catch up. Finds Dangerfield all alone on the wing. 3-ball, good for Crystal.
For the Minnesota Lynx, it always starts on the defensive end, and it was Carlton who worked so aggressively to get the steal, and Dangerfield on the other end.
Cooper dribbled it out of bounds, lost the ball as she just tried to make her way to the hoop. Minnesota forces another turnover.
Love the energy that Carlton came into this game with. She went over, gets the turnover, and a nice start for Crystal Dangerfield. Getting in the game, getting a nice shot up, and being aggressive on the offensive end.
And a good shot fake by Dangerfield helps spring open. Bridget Carlton, who did not take the shot, back to Dangerfield, and Crystal does convert again. So Crystal Dangerfield feeling the shot early. She's come off the bench 2 of 2, 6 points on those 3-pointers.
And it's good to see her, Crystal, getting rolling here in the first quarter.
Sykes with the drive. Bounces off the rim, and a good defensive rebound by Damiris Dantas. Now Powers and Natalie Achanwa with the basketball. Chanwa screens for Powers. Off the front of the rim. Carlton there for the rebound.
Carlton's doing all the little things right now. Setting screens, getting steals.
Here's Powers. Ran right into a double team, and there's a turnover. And a near finish on the other end. Sykes missed it. And the rebound goes officially to the Lynx. It is under control. And a Chanwa shot fake, drive, foul. Helter-skelter pace up and down, and both teams just trying to take care of the basketball right now. Natalie Chanwa will shoot free throws.
A little bit chaotic out there, but the Lynx do a good job of staying with it, being patient, and getting the 2 points.
First team foul in the final 2 minutes. Number 11, Natalie
Chanwa did not score on Tuesday in the loss at Washington. Played 6.5 minutes. Recorded a rebound. It just didn't factor into the scoring. And that really was a tough game for Minnesota overall. In fact, both teams are just coming off of losses to the Mystics on the road. And for the Lynx, it was turnovers again. Minnesota had 21 turnovers that Washington turned into 23 points. Cheryl Reeve said before this game, the number one concern tonight is to not turn the ball over.
Yeah, she sure has made that the focus. And we also got to see just how good Tina Charles really was.
Oh, man.
She was fantastic.
Right back in rhythm. Watch and Win fans, tonight's Watch 'em and Win 'em prize is a pair of double-sided Lynx koozies. Scan the QR code on the screen or visit lynxbasketball.com/win for your chance to win this prize and get a 20% off discount at the online team store. Winners will be notified by email. Good luck, everyone, and go Lynx. The timeout on the court with 1:02 left in the first quarter, and what has been a good first quarter for the Lynx, shooting 60% to LA's 44%.
And it really has been about that energy when they come out on the court. And what we saw in almost every Lynx loss this season is their flat effort on the defensive end that then rolls into the offensive end. The games that they've lost have been close. The games that they've won have been close. So we know every game on the court right now is going to be a tight one.
The Lynx have turned the ball over 5 times in this first quarter. So, you know, that number per quarter, that's still too high for Cheryl Reeve and this coaching staff. But LA has only managed 6 points off of those 5 turnovers. You look at LA, 3 turnovers have turned into 8 Minnesota points. That is efficiency. Chanwa hits the free throw.
They do that very well. They turn you over and they take advantage of it.
10-point Minnesota lead. Wheeler uses the screen. The step back jump shot. No good. Zoe B with the rebound. Sykes off the glass. Gets her own rebound. Cooper. She'll try the 3 and hit it. Taya Cooper. That's her first 3 of the game. She's got 8 first quarter points.
Look at her energy on the defensive end of the court. Cooper comes out here and looking to turn you over.
Chanwa a little strong there. Cooper push it up the court. Deep into the corner for Wheeler. And now the Sparks will reset. 19 seconds left in the quarter.
Spread offense. They pulled everybody out looking for cutters.
And Amanda Zoe B takes the 3-point shot, misses. Rachel Banham brings it up the court. Gets it to Dangerfield. Dangerfield had a couple of seconds remaining. A Chanwa offensive rebound, and the Lynx nearly got one just before that first quarter buzzer. An energetic and sometimes frantic first quarter has come to a close at Target Center. The Lynx shot at even 50%, and so did the Sparks. 26-19 after 1 quarter. It's a 7-point Lynx lead after 1 quarter, and part of the reason Minnesota does lead is because players like Bridget Carlton have been doing the little things right tonight.
Yeah, the star out of Iowa State has come out with a lot of energy. A nice steal right here. Working hard to get it, and then the assist to her teammate Dangerfield, who hits a big shot. A nice offensive board, grabs it, gives the Lynx another opportunity, and then a nice little block. It's those little things, and that's one of the reasons why Coach Reeve has been so high on Carlton. It's all of those things that she does, that work ethic, when she is on the court, she's going to make the best of her time.
She always wants to make an impact, and she always wants her minutes to be meaningful. That's something she said last game when we talked to her. There were a lot of questions about her three-point accuracy just because she had an incredible year shooting three last year, almost 46%. And she's not quite up to that. That's a pretty high standard. But she was just saying, I don't need to necessarily do that. I need to do that. Carlton with the deflection. Dangerfield brings it up the court, gets it back to Bridget Carlton. Dangerfield looked at the three, now drives. Zowie B got a hand on it. Here's Dantas. And Damiris a little strong. Natalie Achanwa is down on the baseline. And a three ball for Rachel Banham. Achanwa is still sitting under the stanchion. Cheryl Reeve has to call a timeout because Achanwa has not gotten up yet.
That is not good news.
There's Chuck Barta, the trainer for the Lynx, and who unfortunately has been very busy this season with Aerial Powers in her hamstring injury. Renaya Davis, the rookie, who has a stress fracture in her foot. We found out she'll be out for the rest of the season, but let's take a look at what happened to Achanwa on that play.
All right, so if you see here on the bottom right of the screen, she kind of just goes down. I don't think that she was...
We can't see if she's got tangled up with the foot. Oh, it looked like the knee just kind of buckled to the inside, the right knee.
Yikes.
And Achanwa is still in the same spot underneath the stanchion, or next to the stanchion. And there was Katie Smith, assistant coach, just coming over for a moment. Rebecca Brunson standing there, assistant coach. And you never like to see a player down on any team for any reason. And we'll just see if Achanwa can get up and what the result is. Minnesota has been dealing with injuries. I mean, LA dealing with injuries.
Yeah,
every team goes through it. Here comes Achanwa to at least stand up.
There we go. Good news that she's able to walk off a little bit.
So Achanwa and Chuck will walk off the court, and she's walking decently. But here's another look. And the knee just, sometimes there was contact, but there are sometimes there are just non-contact injuries that are kind of unexplainable.
Yeah, and sometimes those are even the more scary ones when it isn't the big collision and something's just gone. So we will see. We wish her the best and hope
it's minor. Yeah, let's hope it's a minor. But Achanwa was for the most part a backup five for Minnesota, giving Sylvia Fowles a rest when she would need one. So she played some important minutes and averaged. Well, she played in played in 7 of the 8 games, missed 1 for Minnesota. So Damiris Dantas and the bigs, Sylvia Fowles and Dantas, will just have to maybe play more minutes, have to step up. Dantas is just coming off of a couple of games where she was dealing with back spasms.
Yeah, she sure has been. And this could be really big if Damiris Dantas is physically feeling well enough to really play her regular game, because Dantas is ready for like the next level of play. And I think Coach Reeve and the whole squad is waiting for that as well.
Wheeler drives and dishes it to Zowie B.
Mismatch.
Goes up and over Crystal Dangerfield. Defensive rebound, though, to the Lynx. Banham. She and Dantas go back and forth. Rachel Banham played with Amanda Zowie B at Minnesota. Sylvia Fowles drives into the lane. Zowie B fouls her.
It's going to be a nice little battle when they're on the block guarding each other. Both sizable players who are a lot of physicality. So you can, depending upon how tightly the officials are going to call this.
Yep. Amanda Zowie B at 6'5", and Sylvia Fowles 6'6", and this is Damiris Dantas. Little step back. Loose ball goes into the hands of Nia Coffey. Nia Coffey's dad, Richard Coffey, her brother Amir Coffey, is playing for the Clippers. A brother-sister combo. You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
And you've never seen it in the same city of Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I played with at the same time at the University of Minnesota when Nia Coffey's father, Richard Coffey, was playing there. And they have 3 kids in the family, all very athletic. It's really great to see Nia Coffey back here. She's one of us from Hopkins High School.
A McDonald's All-American and the 5th pick a couple of years ago in the draft. Amanda Zawibi, number 2 pick in 2015. And neither player had played for the LA Sparks. In fact, this is Nia Coffey's 5th team in the last 5 years, and she's hoping that maybe this is a good fit for her and a home in LA. She stepped into a big role too with the injuries.
Yeah, she really has had to do that with all of the injuries that LA has faced. Nia Coffey's done a really nice job. Really nice, solid 3-point shooter.
Foul on Sylvia Fowles, her first tonight.
Smiles on the court right now for Sylvia Fowles. I think she thrives in these situations going up against a Zowie B when there's another true big on the court.
Tolliver slices through the defense. Good finish by Christy Tolliver.
Tolliver fearless going in, not worrying about Sylvia Fowles blocking her shot.
Dantas gets it, almost got it into Fowles. That was knocked away by Zowie B, and that's part of the battle you were just talking about. 2 bigs were really just battling for position there.
And Sylvia Fowles kind of indicated a little bit higher. You're going to have to give me a little bit higher pass than that.
Nafisa Collier checks back into the game. Bridget Carlton will take a seat. Collier has yet to score tonight. McBride. Swinging around. There's Dantas, or that's Clarendon, excuse me, and then Kayla McBride. There was some contact there. More than just a hand, too. That looked like body to body. That was a collision. Kayla McBride will go to the free throw line.
Luckily, it looks like she's all right.
Christy Tolliver will pick up her first foul.
McBride going up, and yeah, gets hit with the body.
And you can see her just before we came back from that replay. Kayla McBride is standing there kind of rolling her ankle and her knee and just making sure everything is in the right spot. She'll have 3 free throws. Tickets for Kids Charities works to create a world where our most vulnerable children feel included, valued, and inspired to reach their full potential. Every $25 donation makes it possible for 6 kids to explore a museum, attend a concert, or a sporting event. Help make sure that these opportunities are part of every childhood. To donate, visit ticketsforkids.org.
Oh, yeah. Please for me.
McBride at the free throw line. Very good there. And comes into this game at 94.5% on the season. She hit all 3. A 9-point lead for Minnesota. Christy Tolliver just cut into that. She threw one up and in. And Tolliver has 6 points.
Yeah, I think Tolliver does get psyched up for these games against Minnesota. She has been very good here in the first half of this game.
Collier nearly traveled. Dantas working her way to the hoop. A nice offensive move by Demiris.
Really nice move. And that is what we need to see more of from Demiris Dantas.
Stolen away by Minnesota. The 6th turnover of the game for LA. Handoff to McBride. They give it back to Syl. And Sylvia Fowles is fouled hard. We have seen a really physical first half. Thankfully, Coffey is up and okay.
One of the players that the Lynx need to step up is Demiris Dantas, and this move is the reason why her ability to do a little up and under move. And look at Sylvia Fowles when she's coming in to the lane. There is a lot of physicality in this game down low.
Nia Coffey landed on her tailbone.
Yeah, that looked painful.
That might be one of those, too, where she might be fine the rest of this game, and then as she sits in her hotel room or on the plane tomorrow and that thing stiffens up, she might be a little sore.
Yes, I would agree with that. But Sylvia Fowles doing a really nice job using her height and her strength to her advantage.
Still averages 17 points, 19 rebounds. He's got 8 points and 3 boards. 11 points is the lead for Minnesota, the biggest so far. Wheeler. Fowles picks her up. Coffey. And now Cooper. Taya Cooper, who had that strong first quarter. A foul away from the ball. That's an offensive foul on Nia Coffey. And that'll be number 2 on Coffey.
Yeah, both of these teams kind of picking up their energy a little bit on the defensive end of the court.
Dantas pounded by Coffey. Look at that defense. Puts it on the deck, gets it to Clarendon, to Fowles. Now McBride takes it, 7 on the shot clock. Strong at the back of the rim. LA is one of the better defensive teams in the league, and they do a great job forcing turnovers. They force a league-high 23 per game. Derek Fisher just really preaches defense. 20.3 and 8.5 steals is second in the league.
Yeah, it's impressive that they've made their identity be their defense.
And Coffey with the three-point shot.
It's good news for the Sparks to get Coffey heated up in this one.
That's the first basket tonight for Nia Coffey. I got it, Leah. Coffey's heating up.
There you go.
Keep them coming. Collier will try to answer and does. Nafisa Collier's first basket. So Coffey's first was a 3, and Collier answers with her first, also a 3. Minnesota's hit 5 of 7 as a team from 3, 71%, and the lead is back to 11. It's an 11-point Minnesota lead. Nafisa Collier just hit her first shot of the night, Leah.
She sure did. And Marnie, it's the little things that matter when you're looking to get open. You see Nafisa Collier right here. So she's standing there. And then her teammates are working the ball around. She relocates to an open spot, looks for the open look, hits the big 3, gets herself into the momentum of this game. And that's what makes her such a versatile player. Nafisa, truly one of the best players in the WNBA. Why? Because she's a versatile scorer, excellent moving without the ball, does all the little things that Coach Reed loves.
Collier's 1 of 4 to start tonight. Erica Wheeler drives, and she's fouled. LA has shot 3 free throws tonight. The Lynx have shot 10. Neither team has missed one. Sparks are 3 for 3. Lynx are 10 for 10. This will be Erica Wheeler's turn at the free throw line, and she is there for the first time tonight. Wheeler with 4 points. Comes in with 11. She and Amanda Zawi share the scoring lead right now, with Shanae and Nneka Ogwumike both still injured.
Wheeler's really had to kind of take a lot of the weight of the scoring since the Ogwumike sisters have been sitting out, and she's really done a fantastic job. She's excellent when going downhill.
Collier gives it to Clarendon. Collier looks in the lane, and then they thought they were going to get her for the travel, but they called the foul. She wanted to make that pass, and I think she might have kept her tippy toes right on the ground. And instead, it ends up as a foul. Still waiting to see who that is on. Is that on Sylvia Fowles? Looks like, yes, they whistled Sylvia Fowles for her second foul. Tolliver with the shot fake. And now here's Bria Holmes. And Zowie B. Short up the front of the rim. Amanda Zowie B has taken 5 3-pointers already in this game. She's made 1. Fouls, battles for it, gets possession. Over to Collier, who loses her defender. Nafisa with the jump shot.
Lynx get lucky on that possession. Not great passing, but we're able to take advantage of it. Nafisa gets 2.
Here's Sykes with the ball. Zowie B just inside the 3-point line, and she is not gun shy to take the shot. 2 of 8 on the night, 7 points for Amanda Zowie B. Fouls, she'll show her range a little bit. Just a little short. She hit one from just inside that spot in the first quarter tonight.
Both of the bigs working the perimeter.
Shot from the corner off the back of the rim by Bria Holmes. Battle for the rebound. Clarendon. It's a jump ball. Asia Clarendon was just looking for some daylight, I think. Everywhere she turned, there were Sparks' arms.
Clarendon will get on the floor, and that is really appreciated. I feel like the energy Clarendon has brought to this team has been really important. Her willingness to do this right there, the scrappy stuff.
And Lasia signed with the Lynx after playing 1 game with the New York Liberty. And they have made a really big impact, scoring-wise, leadership-wise, defense, scrappiness. Clarendon has filled a huge role, and they are the starting point guard for Minnesota. That first game, just remember that half-court shot that ended up not counting in that game against Connecticut, but it was incredible.
Really impressive.
Their first game made it was quite an impression. I think Lynx fans were like, okay, I love this player, let's go.
Knew nothing about the playbook, but knows how to play great basketball.
Went to a shoot-around that morning and said, let's go. Bria Holmes, the turnaround jump shot, taps a couple of times on the rebound, finally goes to Collier. Look at the defensive pressure right away by LA. Sykes just picked up Collier. Give and go, Collier takes it from Clarendon. A nice play by Minnesota.
Great communication, great passing, Clarendon to Collier.
13-point Minnesota lead. Swing it around, Holmes will take it. Skying for the rebound is Sykes. And then a 3-pointer by Christy Tolliver.
Yeah,
She's
feeling
probably
really comfortable.
How many shots has Christy Tolliver hit from either that spot or near that spot at Target Center? Zowie B with the takeaway.
You remember some heartbreakers from that corner?
Man. Especially the 2016 championship, which LA won here at Target Center. Yes. And then in 17, Minnesota won it at Williams Arena because Target Center was being renovated. Oh, the history. A 10-point game in this rivalry. Minnesota has possession. Demiris Dantas working on Zowie B. Can't get that one, though. Dantas, 2 of 5 tonight. Good defense by Amanda Zowie B. Tolliver, the lob pass into Zowie B, and she's fouled. And they're going to call it on Kayla McBride.
It looked like a little push from behind for McBride.
First foul for McBride. She was just right behind trying to up a little bit. I don't know if it's a push to the back, but you can see by her reaction, she did not like the
right. It's difficult when you're guarding a big player like that. You got to put a body on them to get your space.
Target Center fans are booing just in case the officials did not know how they felt about the call. It is now clear. Amanda Zowie B, drafted by the Tulsa Shock, then played a few seasons with the New York Liberty. This is her first season in Los Angeles. Derek Fisher spoke very highly of her before the game, just saying how she's fit in and how much effort and energy she's brought to the team. Collier,
the only healthy big that they have right now, has just been doing a fantastic job slipping in. They've played well with her on the court.
Erica Wheeler Tolliver. The miss and the offensive rebound to Holmes. Christy Tolliver faked one way, went the other, up and over Crystal Dangerfield. Man, how hard did Coffey go in for that rebound? That is something about this LA team. A good defensive team and just a team that plays hard on every possession, every loose basketball.
Coach Reeves said this LA team comes in here more athletic than our Lynx squad, and if they bring that type of energy, we're going to be in trouble. So you're really seeing it here, in particular at the end of this quarter.
Jump ball tapped ahead by Aerial Powers. Powers gets it off, gets the layup, and the basket will count. And she's pumping up the Target Center fans.
I love it. That's why Coach Reeves wanted her in Minnesota. That ability, that to get the crowd pumped up.
Look at the response. She is excited to be back. Chance for a three-point play right off the tip.
Right off the tip. She uses her body. And she's strong enough to finish at the rim.
Look at that reaction. Oh, I love it.
That's the excitement of a player who was desperate to get back on the court after sitting there watching.
Played in 3 games, missed the last 5 with a hamstring injury. Aerial Powers just bringing the energy tonight, converting on that three-point play. She said that she didn't feel the hamstring at all the last few days. She hasn't even been thinking about it, which is one of the great signs in returning from an injury.
Yeah, particularly those hamstrings.
Cooper's pass is intercepted. Ooh, Powers nearly lost the dribble, now did. Now she's holding her thumb. See if Aerial Powers can just shake this off. Looks like she's in a lot of pain. Staying in the game for now, Erica Wheeler controls for LA. Minute 18 left before halftime. Wheeler gets it to Cooper and back to Wheeler. Taking on the defense, kicking it out. Cooper with 4 on the shot clock, drives in the lane, off the glass and off the rim, and a rebound to Damaris Dantas.
Nice defensive stop for the Minnesota Lynx. Stayed in front of the defense, moved with them.
Lob pass to Collier. She's blocked by Coffey, and the officials will call a jump ball. It'll be Nafisa Collier and Nia Coffey. Coffey at 6'1". Collier 6'1". It's on Minnesota's end. A 12-point Lynx lead with under a minute to go before halftime. You look at that LA score, 34 points in the first half. That is a great job by Minnesota's defense. That's a good number.
It sure is a good number.
Powers drives. She hit the baseline on the way. And it was Nia Coffey defending her, just didn't give her the room.
Yep, forced her out. Another option.
So Cooper will try to convert on the turnover, which was number 11 for the Lynx. Zowie B. Wheeler now. Pick the ball up, and they're going to call a foul. It's either on Collier or Dangerfield. And it's Nafisa Collier.
And that's why it's so important to continue to attack the basket, because this is what the Sparks do so well. They just keep coming at you, find themselves on the free throw line.
Wheeler misses the first. Fans, the Lynx Fast Break Foundation auction is live right now. You can place your bid and get in on items like game-worn and game-issued autographed Rebel and Explorer jerseys, Lynx mystery boxes, 2020 Cheryl Reeve Coach of the Year and Crystal Dangerfield Rookie of the Year posters, and more. Bidding ends at the final buzzer of this game tonight, though. Head to lynxbasketball.com/auction to place your bids. Dangerfield. Ooh, a tough pass into Collier, but Nafisa controls it. Drives, kicks it out. An open 3 and a hit for Crystal Dangerfield. A 3-point the final 10 seconds of this game. Drive from Wheeler, shot is short. Dantas grabs the rebound. The horn sounds, and Minnesota held LA to 35 points in that first half. The Sparks shot 34%. The Lynx put up 49 and lead it by 14. This is their biggest lead of the night. It comes after Crystal Dangerfield hit that three. A great first half by Minnesota. 49-35, the Lynx shot an even 50% and held LA to 34%. Two of the glaring stats for Minnesota, and very good ones at that. A pretty good first half by Minnesota offensively and defensively. And assistant coach Katie Smith joins us.
Katie, really fun first half of basketball. The bench outstanding, 21 points from Minnesota bench, 0 from the Sparks. How were you able to get so many people involved?
You know, we just want to keep fresh bodies in. I think we prepped them pretty well what they were going to see on the defensive end from LA. Moved the ball pretty well. We got stuck a few times, but if we share the ball, drive and kick, we're going to get some good looks.
Coach, thank you. Good luck. Katie Smith had this team ready to go tonight against the LA Sparks. Halftime stats in favor of Minnesota. Look at the three-pointers, too. 6 of 8 from 3 and a perfect 11 of 11 from the free throw line. The turnovers are still going to be something that Katie Smith, Cheryl Reeve, and the coaching staff are not happy with. 11.5. But the difference is the points off of those turnovers. Off of the 11 turnovers, LA only converted that into 9 points.
That's huge. That's huge. And I think one of the players who's doing really well in this game is Carlton, and I love the effort and the energy on the defensive end of the court. There's the assist to her teammate Dangerfield so she can hit a big three-point shot. Then she goes in for the offensive board, the always in fence, and then a little bit of defense, hitting the block shots. I love it. It's just all about hustling, moving, grabbing the ball. Saves that one. And then here is a defensive rebound, passes it off to her point guard. That is an impressive first half of basketball for Carlton.
Yeah, Bridget Carlton did not score in the first half. She played 5 minutes, and look at the impact she made in 5 minutes on the court. Didn't even take a shot, but had 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
Yeah, when you look at that, 3 rebounds, 2 assists in 5 minutes, and when you hear coaches talk about that it doesn't always show up in the box score, this is a perfect example of just the energy that she has put out there in this game.
LA will have the ball to start the second half. Sylvia Fowles and the Lynx will be on the defensive end. And we'll see what the second half brings. Knocked away by Fowles. Erica Wheeler, she's guarded by Lasia Clarendon. And Wheeler just banged her way into the lane. She was not to be stopped there.
Yeah, it's not an easy, she's not an easy person to stop. She's just so effective and quick.
And look at her defensively. Clarendon had to call a timeout there to avoid the turnover, but the defense by Erica Wheeler forced Clarendon into having to call that timeout. So an early and unplanned one for Cheryl Reeve, but it's a 20-second timeout. And I would think, just based on that possession, Leah, that Derek Fisher's game plan is to hound Minnesota defensively here in the second half.
And what we saw at some of the moments of the first half is when LA plays this intense defense, that it causes a lot of issues for the Minnesota Lynx. This is an example of it.
And also, if you're the point guard in that spot, Lasia Clarendon is probably also testing the officials. You know, because there was a lot of physical contact there. Will they call that a foul? Because then the defense changes pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
If they're going to call that.
You go with how they're calling the game, and now they know.
That is not going to be called a foul tonight. So play on. Same matchup there at the point. Dantas tries to give it back to Clarendon, and Wheeler's defense forced that turnover.
Yeah, a little frustration right now on the court for the Lynx.
And an immediate substitution coming to the table in Bridget Carlton. So let's see if the Lynx can calm things down a little bit, get things under control as Wheeler takes it, picked up by Fowles on the defensive end. Fowles stripped her. Wheeler kept the dribble.
Fowles been really good at deflections in this game, getting her long arms in the passing lanes.
Wheeler goes over Fowles, misses the shot, still grabs the rebound. She'll hand it off to Clarendon.
Coach Reeve trying to push the pace of this game, trying to see if they can get some early offense.
Collier. Swing pass. Dantes. Tipped ahead by Collier, and McBride saves it. Kayla McBride picks up the dribble. And now back to Clarendon. McBride, quick release off the rim. And that time, LA corrals it. Sylvia Fowles will be late joining this defensively. Cooper throws up a wild shot, and Minnesota will be called for a defensive foul.
Yeah, that looked a little bit painful, but Cooper is doing exactly what she does best. She makes it difficult to stop her when she's using her body. Her physicality goes one way, fakes the other, leans in. Really easy there to call a foul on that.
And Nafisa Collier is the one that gets called for it, coming in with the body as Cooper was moving. Cooper had 8 points all in the first quarter. And it's Lasia Clarendon going to the bench. Tamir Stantis as well. Crystal Dangerfield has checked back in for Minnesota, along with Carlton. And Cooper hits both. She is the first player in this game to reach double figures.
I'm sure the 1.3 million followers that Cooper has on Instagram are very pleased with that. She's the biggest following in the WNBA.
Does she really? Taya Cooper?
Yes.
On Instagram.
It's amazing.
What was the number?
1.3 million folks.
Well, she'll have 1.3 and 1 tonight.
You're joining us.
Yes. There must be some good content. Check it out. Dangerfield. Controlling at the point. McBride wide open for 3. Off the rim, Carlton, another rebound. Dangerfield will try this one. That one's strong. Tipped by Collier, and the Lynx will get a third chance here. Carlton. There it is. Bridget Carlton with her first basket tonight.
And the importance of offensive rebounding, giving your team extra possessions, extra chances to score. Nice job.
For all of the things Bridget Carlton has done well in this game, it's nice to see her also be able to get into the scoring column. Cooper. And now Wheeler. Kick out. And the three-point try just before the shot clock went off. It's Coffey.
Mia Coffey has been solid from the three-point line this season.
And she's 2 of 2 in this game tonight. 48% is what she came in with for the season. 14 of 29. Collier off the dribble gets the 2. Nafisa Collier just kind of looking for her shot, found an opening and took it. 9 points for Collier. Here's Cooper. Swinging around, three-point try. Tolliver from the baseline misses. Dangerfield leads Carlton, who finds Collier. And I think Collier was pushed out of bounds there by Nia Coffey.
It's all about the aggression on the boards, and the Lynx were taking care of offensive boards. Carlton gets one. A Dangerfield miss. Collier grabs it, looks for her teammates. And there it is. Carlton gets the shot. That's patience on the offensive end and a lot of work rebounding the ball.
The foul on that play came against Nia Coffey. That is her 4th foul of the game, and Coffey is sitting out now. Here's Fowles, guarded by Amanda Zawi-B, puts it on the deck. It's the shot up and in. No, they'll say offensive foul, and the Lynx can't believe it.
Oh, that was a great move by Sylvia Fowles.
You do not see Sylvia Fowles get that fired up very often. That is the 3rd foul on Syl. Look at this play.
Gets the ball. It's good defense, good solid defense. Oh, yeah, Yep, they called her kind of dipping her shoulder and leaning in, but boy, you don't have to call that one.
No, and Zoe B is playing that kind of defense, too. There was no daylight between those two bodies. Wheeler crosses over, loses McBride, goes to the hoop. What a block! And Erica Wheeler is down on the baseline. She has not gotten up. McBride, three-point try off the rim. It goes out of bounds. Erica Wheeler is on the ground. Underneath the Lynx basket, Dr. Sheldon Burns is walking over to her now, the Lynx team doctor. He is the first person to check on her, and then comes some of the Sparks staff. Erica Wheeler is holding her head. Cheryl Reeve is talking with officials. Derek Fisher is looking for some answers. We got a physical game and a 12-point lead for the Lynx. A minute ago, Erica Wheeler finally got up off the court, had to stop, and then finally left the court very slowly. And this is what happened to Wheeler when she had this shot blocked. And then she's going to hit her head on the floor. Ouch. And it didn't, just by that replay, I mean, there's nothing that stands out that you think, oh, that's horrific. But anytime you're dealing with the head, and it even looked like a little bit of a whiplashy way that she landed. Christy Tolliver at the free throw line to shoot for Erica Wheeler. But the amount of time she was on the ground, and then to me the scary part was when she got up and started walking off, she had to stop after taking about 5 steps. And she stood there for about 30 seconds and did not move. Had 3 people helping her off. And then she could continue walking again.
Yeah, let's hope she is okay. That was very scary.
Cheryl Reeve was called for a technical foul. So Erica Wheeler's shot was blocked. I was thinking they may have changed that to a foul. That was a block, and Cheryl Reeve was called for a technical, and that is why you saw Christy Tolliver at the free throw line. So yes, we are hoping that Erica Wheeler will be okay. Christy Tolliver hits the 3. I should also mention Natalie Achanwa left this game in the second quarter, and she has an unidentified knee injury, but Achanwa will not return tonight.
We identified early that this was going to be a physical game, and no doubt it has been.
Collier shot a little strong. Zoe B with the rebound. Cooper pushing it up the court. Oh, and Christy Tolliver tried to pass it, but unfortunately for them anyway, her teammate Brittany Sykes was standing right in front of her.
Yeah, a miscommunication on the offensive end of the court that was very frustrating for Tolliver.
So a turnover on LA, that is number 8 tonight. Dangerfield gets it to fouls. It still goes to Damiris Dantas. And now Aerial Powers has it knocked away by Cooper. Cooper in between 2 Minnesota defenders. A tough shot, a good make by Taya Cooper, up to 12 points.
Yeah, she's so physically strong, she's able to finish.
Powers, she's got tape on that right thumb. She lost Cooper, but also picked up her dribble, calls a timeout. And that LA defense has twice in this third quarter forced Minnesota to call a timeout.
Yeah, really led there by Cooper. I mean, she gets going on the defensive end, and it is overwhelming for the offensive player to figure out where to go and what to do with the ball.
It has not been a good third quarter for Minnesota. Either 2 of 9 from the floor here in the third. And the big reason why is this LA defense.
Check this defense out. She is pestering. She's everywhere.
And even the players who are coming in to help are heavily guarded.
Right, yeah, it's a really nice job by the LA Sparks of turning it up a notch, trying to see if they can frustrate the Minnesota Lynx into some turnovers.
Watch and Win fans, tonight's Watch 'em and Win 'em prize is a pair of double-sided Lynx koozies. Scan the QR code on the screen or visit lynxbasketball.com/win for your chance to win this prize and get a 20% off discount at the online team store. Winners will be notified by email. Good luck, everyone. The Lynx lead has been cut down to 6 points.
And Marty, LA has yet to put any bench players into this game. So as you see,
in the second half, maybe, but in the first, or any scoring from the bench. It's true.
Yes, that's what I meant. Any scoring, and what you're seeing is just the players wearing down a little bit as far as, and that's something that Minnesota needs to think about as they push this game is, can you take advantage of them not utilizing all their players?
And with the starter in Erica Wheeler leaving the game, and we just anticipate that she won't be back, that will change too, because someone from the bench will need to fill in her spot. Oh, and another turnover. Sylvia Fowles trying to pass out of that, but Amanda Zowie was there with the defense. The help was there with the D. And that is turnover number 15 on the Lynx. It's a 6-0 LA run right now, fueled by the defense.
Yep, the Lynx team is just settle in.
Clarendon trying to answer with some defense of her own. Tolliver misses the shot. Loose ball finally corralled by Powers. Ariel Powers, in her first game back after missing 5, has it swiped away. Another turnover by Minnesota. In for the layup, it's Brittany Sykes.
Nice job by Sykes.
It is a 4-point game.
The Lynx now trying, when they sit in their half court, they're worried because the Sparks defense is frustrating them, and they're trying to find openings.
Fowles grabs it out of the air, and it's knocked away. Another turnover by Minnesota. Here's Cooper. Sykes on the fake. Foul by Lasia Clarendon. Boy, 17 turnovers by Minnesota. They had 11 at halftime, so that means 6 already in this fourth quarter. Third quarter.
Just the Sparks' ability to lift their defense and turn the Lynx over. This is exactly what Coach Reeve was worried about, what this team does so well. Really nice finish by Sykes.
And it's different LA players from different positions causing the havoc. Everywhere you turn. Amanda Zowie, top of the key, 3, rebounded by Powers.
Lynx are good. Should try to get some early offense. Don't set up in your half court. It's something easy, but there they are again.
Powers will take the 3. Defensive rebound by Holmes. Oh, Zowie running the court well. Beautiful pass from Tolliver. And it is a 2-point game. LA has just sliced into this Minnesota lead, which was 14 at halftime. It's a 10-0 LA run.
Tolliver has been simply outstanding in this game. She's hitting big shots, but more importantly, communicating with her teammates. And look how she delivers this ball to Amanda Zowie, who is moving towards the basket. She leads her there perfectly.
An offensive foul was called at the other end on Crystal Dangerfield. That is her second. And Minnesota's just trying to gain composure again. LA really has this Lynx team frazzled right now. Tolliver, guarded by Fowles. That is a heavy mismatch. Fowles stays with her, forces the bad shot. Powers has it. Here's a chance to score on the run. Powers does not have numbers, though, and she turns it over. Tolliver on the other end of the outlet pass takes the 3 off the back of the rim. Powers did not grab the rebound. That is just the way things are going for Minnesota.
She's going to come out of the game on that one, I'm guessing. It's just so frustrating for her. She's trying to do a lot. She hasn't played in a while. She's hustling. The defense is lifted.
So Ariel Powers will go out. That's a quick welcome back after you've missed 5 games, then you just come into this pace.
Exactly.
You're back.
And you're trying to do a lot.
Cooper, again, Fowles. Finds herself on the guard, and Cooper gets the roll. The bounce goes in for Taya Cooper, who has 14 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Taya Cooper averages 8 points per game. She's got 14 tonight. All tied up at target center. And let's look at Damiris Dantas after this aerial powers turnover on the last Minnesota possession. Look at the way Damiris Dantas helps her up and says, keep your chin up, keep your chin up. Pats her right under the chin.
Love it. And that's the type of leadership that they need from Damiris. And Coach Reeve has said that she wants her to be one of the vocal leaders on this team, and it's something that she's had to work on. And I love that. That's a good pickup.
Dangerfield has the ball, tie game. Dangerfield gets it back from Carlton, and now Banham in the corner. Rachel Banham open for a big three-point make.
Exactly what the Lynx needed at the right time was a big Rachel Banham three-pointer.
Boy, if she could come in and connect on a few of those, it will completely change the momentum of this game. That is her specialty. Cooper. Back and forth, a big three-point, deep three-point try from Taya Cooper. Wow, is she feeling something tonight?
This is an outstanding game from Cooper.
17 points. We're tied again. Collier misses. Rebound to Sykes. The last time LA led in this game, it was 9-8. And the Sparks have a chance to regain the lead for the first time since then. Tolliver. Pass tipped out of bounds by Carlton. 34 seconds left in what has been a difficult third quarter for Minnesota. Led by 14 points at halftime. Tolliver, nowhere to go with it. Banham all over defensively. And then Dangerfield with the rebound, pushing it up the court. Finds Carlton on her left. Bridget Carlton stripped to the basketball. How about that play by Cooper?
That's some defense right there.
A clean strip of the ball while Carlton was driving on the left side of the basket.
Yeah, just smart defense, being at the right place at the right time, hedging, using your hands, deflecting.
And there's a block by Minnesota right before the horn went off. Cooper had her shot at the rim, turned away. And so this third quarter, which was a game in itself, comes to a close. 57-57 after some incredible defense by the LA Sparks. Right back in this thing. Look at that third quarter score, 22-8. Sylvia Fowles and the Lynx, though, knew they were in for a physical game tonight. Rebecca Brunson and Sylvia Fowles were working before this game. And some of this physical contact that we knew Syl was going to see, and it came to fruition tonight, Leah.
That's right. Rebecca's a great teacher. And here's Syl battling away with Amanda Zowie B right from the start of this one. But look at the emotion. Look at her eyes. She was psyched up knowing that she's going to go back and forth. I always think she comes out on the court when there's another big, a true big on the court. She comes out with a lot of aggression.
22-8 third quarter has LA right back in this game, tied at 57 after Minnesota led by 14 at halftime. Collier had a tough time grabbing that pass.
Yeah, I think she felt like she was pushed out by Cooper. The official didn't think that.
And did look like she was didn't quite have the space to work with there, but no foul called, and the officials have kind of let these teams play. Let it be a physical game. They're not over calling this one by any means. Tolliver misses the three-point try. Christy Tolliver's had a tough night from the field, 5 of 14. And it, once again, will be a Minnesota turnover. That is 21 turnovers tonight. Thankfully, only 15 LA points have come of that, but 21, and we're just at the front end of the fourth quarter. Zowie B. Tolliver drops it off for Holmes, and then back to Tolliver.
Frustrated Tolliver from her shooting percentage, but she's in the right places at the right time. She's making smart decisions for her team, but her shot's not falling right now.
Rachel Banham, who already hit a three from the corner, gives it to Dantas for the three. Damiris off the mark. And a rebound to Sykes.
Been a good game for Sykes, who's come in and done some of the little things, grabbing some nice boards, getting to the basket.
Taya Cooper with the basketball. She's fouled by Rachel Banham. Cooper has 17 points. She is the leading scorer in this game tonight. She's got 17. Christy Tolliver has 13. Amanda Zawibi has 10. So 3 LA players in double figures. Not one Minnesota player has reached double figures yet. Collier has 9. Dangerfield has 9. Fouls 8. But that's rare. We're in the 4th quarter. 57 points and not a single player in double figures for the Lynx. Zawibi almost lost it. Now it's out of bounds. They'll say it's LA basketball with 2 seconds on the shot clock. And Derek Fisher is going to call a timeout to try to get a shot out of this. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Now, Derek Fisher famously hit a shot with 0.4 seconds on the shot clock. There's a lot more time than that to work with here. But being able to inbound right in front of the Lynx bench, you have time to set up a decent
You do have time, and that makes sense that he wants to set that up now.
Safe spaces, positive role models, brain-boosting activities like art, STEM, sports, and field trips, plus free time with friends. That is summer at Boys and Girls Clubs of the Twin Cities. Enroll your kids today at boysandgirls.org because summer should be fun. This has not been a fun second half for the Minnesota Lynx, but boy, credit LA and that defense and that gritty, never give up attitude, playing without one of their leading scorers in Erica Wheeler, who left the game midway through the 3rd quarter after falling to the ground and looking like she maybe hit her head on the court. Zawibi with the catch and a shot. But it'll be Lynx basketball because she did not get it off in time. So whatever Derek Fisher drew up just didn't quite go as planned.
Luckily for the Lynx.
Yes,
yep.
indeed. They'll take every break they can get. Still tied up at 57. Banham with the 3-point try. Boy, that looked good right out of her hands. Rachel Banham has 2 of those tonight.
Yeah, nice little communication with Collier.
3 of them, actually. Excuse me, 3 3-pointers for Rachel Banham. 9 points.
Banham's play is just so critical for the Minnesota Lynx. And she hasn't really had a great game where she's really shown up, but this one has been key. She's had 3 3-pointers at key moments.
Big moment. She's a perfect 3 of 3. Keep it going. Ray-Ban 4 for 4 from 3.
Lynx fans love it.
Banham had that great game where she did not miss from the floor. 5 of 5 from 3. That was last week. That last home game for Minnesota. Just incredible. And she can do that, light it up in a hurry. Rachel Banham has played 7 minutes officially tonight. She's got 12 points.
And it's not an easy role to sit on that bench, be asked to come in.
Nice hoop by Dangerfield, who just dropped that 2-pointer in softly. And the Lynx fans are on their feet. They love this run. Minnesota has stretched the lead. An 8-0 Lynx run and an 8-point. Fans have come back to life here at Target Center. Their team is on an 8-0 run. Big thanks to Rachel Banham and a couple of threes.
Yeah, she has only played 7 minutes in this game, but she has come in and hit 4 big 3-pointers. Here's a couple of them, and boy, do they look sweet. Exactly, the infusion. The bench likes it, but the Lynx needed at this moment to get everyone rolling again.
Last Sunday against Atlanta, Banham played 15 minutes. She was a perfect 5 of 5 from the floor, 3 of 3 from 3. Rachel had 13 points in 15 minutes. Tonight she's got those 12 points in 7 minutes. The 13 last Sunday was the season high. Tolliver just cannot get that ball to drop. Zawibi from the baseline. She does, though. Amanda Zawibi with 12 points tonight.
Yeah, she loves that corner 3-point shot.
And that'll officially be a 2, but you're right. That's just the baseline shot in general.
Yeah.
Here's Collier. Carlton turns the corner, gets into the lane, and fouled.
Again, Carlton staying aggressive in this one.
We've highlighted some of the good things that Bridget Carlton has done in this game in her 15 minutes of play. She has 6 rebounds tonight. Just 1 made basket, and these are her first free throws of the night. Matter of fact, they're the first free throws for Minnesota in the second half. Lynx did not go to the free throw line at all in the third quarter. First trip there in the fourth is a good one for Carlton. And the Zowie B hands it off to Arella Garantes. And Garantes takes the shot in the game for the first time tonight. It's been a short bench for Derek Fisher.
Zowie B's heating up in here. Sparks do that spread offense. They just hang out on that three-point line.
And the Zowie B, 15 points. Collier had almost nowhere to go. Gets it to Banham. 5 seconds on the shot clock. That's a 2, and it's short by Rachel Banham. Tolliver. Still can't find it. Christy Tolliver, 5 of 17 now in this game.
Well, the thought is right for Tolliver.
Beautiful look. Collier found Sylvia Fowles.
Yeah, one of Collier's crafty little moves where she just sees the court so well and sees her teammate Sylvia Fowles.
The 4th assist for Collier. Garantes. Bodied up by Nafisa. Top of the key 3 for Coffey. No good. 4-point lead for Minnesota. And that'll be a foul on Arella Garantes.
There's a ball.
Pushing and shoving underneath the LA basket. And you could feel something like that was about to happen. And Cheryl Reeve is all the way on the other side of the court talking to the officials. And it has been a physical night on the court.
It certainly has, and it really has been the entire game. But kicked up in the third quarter, and now we're really seeing kind of just that physical play from everybody on the court. Let's check first heat up.
Here, this is what just happened. Look at Amanda Zowie B.
Oh, this is a little pushing match.
Amanda Zowie B and Nafisa Collier. The rest of the players come in to make sure things don't get out of hand. And that's what happens when you have a physical game like this. And even before the game, Cheryl Reeve was asked just about the rivalry between the Lynx and the Sparks. Not necessarily these Lynx and these Sparks. But I loved it because she didn't dance around or say, oh, that's been hyped up. Or she said, yeah, we are playing the LA Sparks, and I don't care if I'm playing spoons or pinochle or spades. If I'm playing Sparks, I want to win. And she had no problem saying that. Yes. She wanted her team to act that way, too.
Yeah, it matters. And it matters kind of hyping the players up and to get on the court and to have rivalries. And this has certainly been one of them. But here's that physicality again. And you see it with the Zowie push right here. And Collier lets her know that she's not pleased about it.
And officials, of course, are reviewing this. And that's what the delay is on the court. Some words and some shoving and some. So you see Nafisa Collier too in a little push off there against Garantes. Sylvia Fowles comes in and the officials will just check to make sure nobody went for anybody's head and there was nothing dirty when the piles kind of came together.
Sylvia did the right thing. She's trying to tone it down, get bodies off the bodies.
And I think the worst thing about that happening, while you don't mind seeing just intensity like that, but the worst thing is that we have 5 minutes to play in what has been a fantastic game, and now the crowd is just kind of waiting this out while officials go through it, and there was such momentum before this that you're kind of just waiting for the crowd just sitting here like, all right, we gonna play again? And it doesn't look like there's any reason to assess any kind of flagrants, but there have got to be fouls that come out of this. A flagrant would be unnecessary, and that would be a flagrant run. A flagrant 2 would be unnecessary and excessive, but the officials are also checking to see if any players left the bench for a technical foul.
Right, exactly, and that's why I think it was key when Sylvia Fowles was going in to break things up. She wasn't going in to encourage people to keep it rolling.
And so now we have a little bit of an explanation. Tiara Cruz is at the scoring table letting those officials know what's going on. Jeffrey Smith and Robert Hussey are the other 2 officials. They'll kind of relay the information to the teams, and we'll see what we are left with when all is sorted out. I didn't see players leaving the bench, but I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't even thinking about that when we showed the replay. I was kind of watching the players and watching away from the initial shove to see if there were any cheap shots, anything excessive. But let's look again and see if we see anyone. And let's look for Taya Cooper. You see her there, number 2. She's at the scorer's table ready to check in when this happens. And you're going to see her come running in. There she is right there. So she officially, I guess, would it be a bench player because she hadn't checked in yet, waiting for a dead ball. And now the announcement comes.
It's number 24, Nafisa Collier, and 21, Kayla McBride.
So Collier and McBride for Minnesota. And a common foul against Arella Garantes for the Sparks. And I think 2 technical fouls for the Sparks as well. I was talking while the official announcement came down. So it's 4 technical fouls, 2 on each team. For LA, it's Amanda Zawibi and Taya Cooper. So yes, Taya Cooper running from the scorer's table, which is a totally natural instinct.
Right,
but technically, she's not in the game at the time. So technical fouls, 2 on LA, 2 on Minnesota. And we're playing basketball again.
Here we go.
With a 4-point Minnesota lead, Dangerfield from the wing makes it a 7-point lead for Minnesota.
The 4th quarter closer, Dangerfield back at it again.
Check my math. That is a 9-point Lynx lead. And good defense at the other end. Banham try to build on this. Pass to Dangerfield. Over to Collier. She leaves it short. Collier gets in there for the rebound. Had it taken away, though. Here is Cooper. Leading the way for LA tonight with 17 points. Dishes it inside. A hard pass to Nia Coffey, who is tied up by Fowles.
A nice look inside by Cooper, but
Sylvia Fowles with some nice defensive help here.
Here you go. Sylvia Fowles has done a lot defensively this game, but right there ties it up.
Jump ball between Nia Coffey and Sylvia Fowles. And Coffey just lets Fowles have it, so Minnesota has possession, up by 9. 4 minutes to go now. Rachel Banham stays in the game. She's played 10 minutes, has 12 points. Banham comes off the foul screen, had it poked away. LA on the run. The dish and the hoop by Coffey, and that's tough. She's left-handed. Nia Coffey went to the right side and finished off a good basket.
Yep, nice job by the Sparks. Defense leading to offense, a little fast break action.
8 points for Coffey. Now Fowles trying to get some room from Zowie B. Takes her all the way to the hoop, and Amanda Zowie B will be called for her 4th foul.
That's what you have to do if you're Sylvia Fowles, is keep going at Amanda Zowie B and use your body, use it smartly. And that's how you're going to get to the free throw line.
And keep emotions under control. We're down to 3:29 left. Sylvia Fowles, 10 points, 7 rebounds. She's made both of her free throw attempts tonight. Misses that one. The turnover on that last possession by Minnesota was turnover number 22 of the night, and that is a season high for the Lynx. Their previous season high was the last game. That was Tuesday at Washington 21, and it was the #1 area of concern for Cheryl Reed. Not going to be happy with this number tonight, but if the Lynx can get this to the finish line and get a win, a lot will be forgiven.
And you know you're going to turn the ball over when you have a team like the Sparks coming in.
And the Lynx just turn over LA. Just 11 turnovers, though, for the Sparks. That's half of what Minnesota has. Collier handling, and she gets tied up by Taya Cooper.
How about that?
And now they do call a foul on Cooper. And that's her second.
You know what? That was really aggressive defense. She was
really, but
it wasn't purpose for her. I really thought she just was going at the ball when I saw the replay.
Dangerfield with a tough take and a blocking foul called from the official over on the three-point line. The official down near the baseline did not make the call. Foul on Sykes.
It's a good call.
Crystal Dangerfield with 14 points on 5 of 8 shooting. Her first free throws tonight. Derek Fisher's getting an explanation on the foul. Dangerfield hits. She is Minnesota's leading scorer tonight with 15 points.
Take shooter.
Dangerfield averages 11. She's above that tonight and still counting. Up to 16 points now. And a 10-point Lynx lead. Under 3 minutes to go. Coffey at the top of the key, guarded by Banham. She'll kick it out to Cooper. Cooper puts it on the deck, and she's fouled. I think they're going to get Rachel Banham on that foul. We'll take a break here and let you know on the other side. A 10-point Lynx lead. Your game summary with Minnesota up 4 and a big boost from the bench tonight, Leah.
Yeah, it's really fun to see everybody get involved in this one. The bench, 41 points versus 2 for the Sparks bench. That's huge. And then there's the Sparks defense, forcing Lynx into 22 turnovers. They've been simply fantastic in this game, turning people over and making it difficult for the Lynx to get a flow on the offensive end. It was a tough third quarter for the Lynx. Sparks third quarter outscored the Lynx 22-8. And that's where things got a little tense on the court. But the last couple minutes here, everyone seems settled back in.
And the Lynx have been able to surge offensively. And there is a turnover stolen away by Sylvia Fowles, who leads the league in steals. 2.1 steals per game. That was a big one. 2.5 to go. Banham to Fowles, and she gets 2 at the other end.
That's a sweet shot for Sylvia to hit right there on the free throw line.
Cooper. And LA will foul there. Brittany Sykes just trying to claw any way, shape, or form back into this game with just 2:10 to go.
Well, I think this LA Sparks team has played very well this season with the amount of players that they've had to play with and star players that have not been playing, and they have an identity as a defensive team.
Kayla McBride hits at the free throw line. A quiet night for McBride. 1 of 6 from the floor. 7 points. Played 23 minutes tonight. And hit some big free throws right there. Kayla McBride, 6 of 6 from the line. And it's back to a 14-point Minnesota lead, which matches the largest lead the Lynx have had tonight. Sykes will take the long 2. Rebounded by Fowles. That is rebound number 8 for Sill. Dangerfield Finds an outlet in Collier on the baseline. Fouls. Look at the offensive rebound. Fighting to keep it alive, and Sil is fouled.
Loving the energy that we've seen from Sylvia Fowles in this game, and it has been from the get-go. Just so important when she plays well. The Lynx do well. Look at this hustle for the boards, bodies everywhere. The grab, holds on to it, gets herself to the free throw line.
Sylvia Fowles leads the league in field goal percentage, 63%. And in this game, she's 5 of 6. And from the free throw line, now 4 of 5. And still is 1 rebound shy of another double-double. Sitting at 14 points, 9 rebounds. The all-time league leader, Sylvia Fowles. A 16-point Minnesota lead now, 1:35 to go. The Lynx had to fend off LA in a brutal third quarter where LA's defense was just hounding the Lynx. And it's quite a comeback in the fourth. Poked away. Banham finds Dangerfield, blocked. Out of bounds, it'll be Minnesota basketball.
Good hustle, though, on the other end of the court by the Lynx. Sylvia Fowles once again gets herself involved.
In a game, Leah, that was choppy and up and down and spastic at times.
Yes.
In a game where Minnesota turned the ball over 22 times. With a win, you have a good feeling about it, and you kind of forgive a lot of stuff. And I'm wondering just what is the takeaway? What is the overriding feeling of a win in a game like this for Minnesota?
I think the energy that they brought to the court on the defensive end of the court, in particular in the first half, I think that has to be something the Lynx do every single game. And then also bringing the bench players in. They got to do this as a team. And when you see so many players, I mean, Rachel Banham comes in and changes the momentum of this game completely.
Bridget Carlton played that big role. Yeah, Crystal Dangerfield at 16 points, and she has come off the bench again tonight, playing 24 minutes. Yeah, great production. 41-2, outscoring LA's bench. That is incredible. And Derek Fisher didn't use his bench much. Only 2 players played more than 5 minutes off the bench. That's Holmes and Sykes. But I think the Lynx should be proud of themselves for gritting and grinding this game out and overcoming 22 turnovers and overcoming just losing composure in the third quarter.
I agree, and starting to build winning at home again and showing how they can protect their home court.
Garantes has it roll off the rim. Collier with the rebound. Dangerfield will get it across half court. And just let the clock run out. The music starts to play. The fans are on their feet. They are celebrating a win over their biggest rival, the LA Sparks. The Lynx shot 43%, but held LA to 33% shooting. Overcame a really rough third quarter to get the win tonight. It is now 4 straight home games that the Lynx have won. And we will talk to Sylvia Fowles about this rivalry and about the physical play on the court tonight when we return to Target Center. Tonight over the LA Sparks, 80-64, the final from Target Center. Sylvia Fowles finished with 15 points and 9 rebounds and joins us now. Sil, boy, you guys really had to fight and claw this one out. And after the third quarter, where LA outscored you guys 22-8. How did you regain your composure and push this thing as far as you did in the fourth quarter?
Just talking to the team. We know LA is a team that's very scrappy. They're going to make you play fast, but just maintaining our composure and doing what we do best. And I think we had to calm down for a little bit and have trust in each other and know that we can get it done, and that's exactly what happened in the fourth.
Sylvia, you brought energy to this game right from the get-go. At the very start, you were making plays on both ends of the court. And I always feel like when there's another big on the court, like Amanda Zawi B, you come out and have a huge game. Did that kind of incentivize you a little bit to get rolling here, battling her tonight?
Yeah, most definitely. Zawi is a person who can step beyond the arc, so she challenged me on the defensive end, but I know she had a challenge as well on the offensive end. So we went back and forth with each other, but I just love playing against good bigs.
Sil, you had 5 steals tonight, which is a career high for you. You have 13 steals in your last 3 games. Is it something you have been conscious of and focusing on?
I think I typically get steals throughout my career, but this team is focused on more so up the guards, and I get in where I fit in, so I try not to mess up their groove by them just trying to throw the ball in, and so I just try to make my breaks by getting blocks, getting as much rebounds as I can, getting steals.
Sylvia, we saw the bench really step up in this one, and so many people got involved. How important was it to see players like Carlton, like Banham, just to Dangerfield, everyone step into this one and really make a big difference?
That's what they bring to our team, and that's what we need day in and day out to win. And they definitely brought it today, but they was crucial for us when we needed them to be, and I'm just happy that they're on our team.
Well, we're happy you're on our team, Sil.
Thank you.
What a win over your biggest rival on a night when Simone Augustus was back at Target Center. You guys get the win. You got the crowd on their feet. Congratulations.
Thank
It was a great
so
game.
much.
Fun to watch the Lynx win, and Sylvia Fowles, her #1 fan, is here tonight and got to watch Sil with 15 points, 9 rebounds, 5 steals. That'll do it from Target Center. The Lynx beat the Sparks 80-64. Tune in to Valley Sports North on Thursday at 7 o'clock when the Lynx host the Dallas Wings. For Leah Bielson and for our entire Valley Sports North crew, I'm Marty Gellner saying goodnight from Minneapolis, where the Lynx have now won 4 straight games at Target Center.